Hello, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm going to defend my argument for the motion. This house as a first-generation immigrant parent of color in a predominantly white country would choose to live and raise children in an ethnic enclave. Today, it is a fact that in this world there are a lot of people who are looking for the fortune in a new country, and also there are also a lot of refugees from war-torn country looking to live more peacefully in a new country, starting a new life basically, and almost all of them are fueled by a sense of desperation. It is telling that they are willing to move out of a familiar environment where people they love, where their family, their friends all live in their original country. They are all willing to leave all of them to seek out a new life, to create a new living in a new country, who they may not know anything about. They may not know the language of the destination country. They may not even know about the culture, the new culture, and also, and it is almost guaranteed that they will face difficulties in the new life in a new country. And therefore, as first immigrant parent, as people who are foreign born, who has relocated and become a citizen in a new country, they will naturally want their children to live a better life than them, when they're in where the life where the parents have a previous life, they are surely more difficult. And because humans are naturally wary of something new, it is most likely that in a predominantly white country, the white people there will give a hard time to the immigrants, because people are almost guaranteed to be afraid of an unknown element, and therefore it is our belief that first immigrants should be the first immigrants as first generation immigrant parent will choose to live and raise our children in an ethnic enclave, which is a community where people of the same nationality, of the same ethnicity, and people who are probably more familiar to us as the first generation immigrant, and therefore living in a familiar environment after being uprooted from the original country, we believe that it will give us more benefit that way. Why? Let me explain the first point. Because usually first generation immigrant parents are people who are freshly uprooted from the original country. It is understandable that they would not be able to quickly adapt to the new environment, and therefore it can also this kind of difficulty can also transfer to the children. Therefore, by living in an ethnic enclave where in any enclave, if they have difficulties from being an immigrant in their workplace or in school, it is more beneficial for at least the home to be in a familiar environment, because in that way, when they come home after a long day of work, they can finally let down the guard. They can finally distress, so that by being surrounded in a familiar environment, by people, by neighbors who are also understanding of the position, people who has also been in the same shoes as them, and therefore if the stress level gone down, it will then result in the lower stress level, and if the stress level is lower, then the productivity at school, at the workplace will surely increase, and therefore it can give other people a positive view of these new immigrants, that they are actually quite resourceful, they are actually quite good at the job, they are actually quite good at their studies, so that by forming a positive view of immigrants in this new community, in this new country, then the people there will be able to accept the immigrants as part of the citizen of the country, and therefore they can also integrate more peacefully, and so that's all of my point. Thank you for listening.